Hello friends and visitors, this is Kate. Welcome back to It Came From a Vlog. Today I'm going to be giving you a whole home tour. I started this video way back in August-ish 2020, right after we moved in, so things were still a little bit chaotic. It's been a little bit under a year now, so I feel like it's the perfect time to see how far we've come, how much we've done, and how much we still have left to do. All right, let's do this thing. So today I thought we would do a little house tour. Look at this. What are you doing? You're being noisy. Oh, that is so noisy. Everything is messy and in the raw. You're gonna see our house the way it actually is right now. Keep in mind we just moved a few months ago. We're not even done unpacking yet. I'm gonna just show you some of the spots in the house that we still need to finish and work on, and some of the ideas that we have for different areas. So let's go. Up here in the master bedroom, there is still a lot to do. There are pictures that need to be hung. The walls are still pretty much bare and empty. We want to get an actual headboard and some new sheets, which may need to wait till after I'm done breastfeeding because we do not want to stain the new sheets with milk. We have to move this shelf to the other side of the room, and we're actually thinking about putting a desk area over here in this madness because we have a filing cabinet, a printer, etc. that kind of need a home. If you're a parent, you probably understand my predicament. The kids' rooms are mostly done, but our room is just the most neglected area of all. We still have boxes that need to be unpacked, tons of things that need to be put away and organized. But you know what? It's a closet. You close the door and pretend it's not there, right? Holden's room is pretty well situated, and I'm happy with the layout that we have so far. There's plenty of room for adding new books to our collection, which seems to be my favorite hobby right now, acquiring new books. The closet here, maybe it could use more organization, but really what can't nowadays? Everything can need some more organization. Riley's room is also pretty well organized. There's a few shelves that need to be hung. Some areas that need to be tidied up, just surfaces are super cluttered.
Yeah, look at this.
Uh-huh.
I'm not wait to see it, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see that we're not much of a bed making family, so sorry to disappoint. We are who we are. Coming down the stairs, we still have a lot of blank wall space where we're probably going to hang some more prints. And on the stairs, there's just a reminder of prints that need to be hung still. Downstairs bathroom is kind of a funny predicament because it is a full bathroom that has a shower, which we totally do not need, but what we desperately need is storage. So it's kind of become a makeshift closet for now. We're kind of thinking of hanging a curtain rod up there, not a curtain rod, a shower curtain rod, and just putting a shower curtain there to disguise some of that. One unfortunate fact about this house is that there's very little storage in the kitchen. So we've kind of created a little makeshift area over here. This area is a disaster. It's definitely not a perfect solution, but we're just trying to get things somewhat out of the way while we get settled in here. As far as the pantry here, this is what we have. It's extremely deep, but it's hard to reach those back places, and it's extremely small and narrow. So we've had to come up with other ways of storing things. The living room is pretty much in a decent order, except for this ginormous jumper that's pretty much in the way no matter where we put it. Over here we just have a random card table completely filled with junk and stuff that needs to find a home. but that's just the truth. That's the situation, so that's what you're seeing. This card table, ultimately, I would like to replace with some kind of breakfast nook dining table. I'm dying for a dining table here, especially because we like to play a lot of board games and we really need a surface to do so. Sergio has the projector screen here from a video that he shot earlier, which needs to go back into the garage, which is the perfect segue to the garage. There we go, the disaster. You know what? It's coming along. It may look completely jumbled and messy and awful, but there is some rhyme or reason here, and we are slowly but surely getting things into order. We have a ton of storage boxes from IKEA that we have been organizing items into and then labeling them, which has been great. We've got a bunch of things labeled and put away, so we're getting there. It's just, this is also low priority. I mean, no one sees it. And there's already places in the house that definitely need a lot more attention that people can see. So that needs to be worked out. We have lots of prints that still need to be hung and all kinds of things. This is kind of my makeshift extra kitchen storage stuff since we don't have much storage space. This is just a temporary solution till we figure out what to do. Unfortunately, our gorgeous antique bookshelf over here from our old place does not fit in this one, and it is extremely heavy, far too heavy to be lugging up the stairs. So I think we may have to let this one go and sell it. We have all the books stored here on this much less pretty but way more functional bookshelf because it's able to hold almost double the capacity of books than the gorgeous one. Sergio has a lot of his gaming accessories and stuff over here, and the bikes, and then here we have this vintage post office. Well, it looks like a post office box. It's actually an old storage system for a toy and novelty company in Canada. It's super old. It smells old, but in a good way. It's completely handcrafted. I love it. It hangs on the wall, but we can't think of a good place to hang it. It's not that it's that big, it's just that it's really not functional. You can't easily pull things out and store things inside of it. So I'm wondering if it would be better to just store this in here till we move way down the road. I mean, it's such a beautiful family heirloom. I don't want to get rid of it, but there's just no place for it. I would rather have something functional and practical hanging on the wall than this, unfortunately. So in Sergio's office, we still have a lot of prints to hang. He has to go through the prints and pick which ones he's gonna hang. But this is how it's looking so far. I think your room might be the most put together in the house, even though it's still missing some stuff.
That's what it has to be, though.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of has to be. And then here's the prints that need to go up in the corner over here. And then here in the closet is organized chaos. Lots of bags. But this is looking pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Look at that. Really nicely labeled. I think you might have had this labeled before. Just some of this area has to be figured out. There was some extra toys and stuff that didn't make it onto the shelves this time around, but can always be used down the road. There's an amazing new charging station Sergio set up. What? You're not done with the charging station?
It's not even up. It's not even pushed away from the wall yet.
It's never done till it's perfect. Looks really good though. That was a lot, right? And the house is a mess. And maybe I should be embarrassed about the state that the house is in, but to be honest, I'm just not. I'm just not. Because this is life, right? I mean, have you ever moved to a new home? It is overwhelming, especially with 3 kids and a dog and a husband that does YouTube and has a lot of stuff. There's a lot to go through. There's a lot to unpack. Whoa! That time travel fan is really intense. Welcome to April 2021. You know, I have to look back at that footage and just laugh at the constant state of chaos and up in the aridness that we were living in. And then just listening to me say, it's really pretty well organized. It's organized. It looks pretty good. Okay. All right, so now it's time to catch you up on some of the projects we've done and show you the house as it is right now. We're starting here in the living room. Sergio just hung up a new shelf and now he's putting up this baseball bat case. We use it instead to display some of our Funko Pops, and then on top of it we have Mickey figures. Then he's just putting some decor and knickknacks and collectibles up on the shelf to decorate that. I'm going to give you a closer look at the final product in just a few seconds, but first I wanted to show you what we did with this really cute Baymax mug. We just had one of those fake plants from IKEA and I popped that in. I loved it so much I did it again with a different plant and a different mug, and these are perfect on shelves. They're low maintenance, as in no maintenance, because they're fake, and they look really cute. I really love this idea. You could use a real plant as well. I just thought it was a really nice way to add some green to the space and use mugs that we already had. If you've decorated shelves or other spaces in your house, you know exactly how it goes. There's a lot of arranging and then rearranging till things look right to you. I like what we did here. This is the final product. We mixed a lot of old and new things. So we have new collectibles. We put some books that mean a lot to us, books that we've read together, read in book club. And then I had some vintage cigar boxes and little tins that we kind of worked in as well. Here we're just playing around with our Philips Hue lights. We have these smart lights in a lot of the house. It's really fun to see how the space and the room looks when you play with the colors and the scenes, because everything looks completely different. I do feel like in the future we need to add some kind of light up here to really spotlight a lot of these items. So we finally finished this shelf, which you saw earlier, and then tonight Sergio did this shelf and arrangement. So while I'm showing you this time-lapse footage of Sergio putting up this shelf and rearranging the pictures, I wanted to talk a little bit about the aesthetic of the house. I know that the style that we chose to decorate our home is a little bit unique, and maybe it's not your personal cup of tea, but we really enjoy it. I feel like it's a really fun and colorful space, and it kind of tells you a story about the things that we enjoy as a family and as individuals. I have kind of a hard time labeling or even putting descriptors on the kind of style that we've ended up gravitating to, but sometimes I like to call it geek chic, which Sergio doesn't love so much. But maybe it's more like nerdcore, like nerd decor. I really don't know. What you help me come up with the right name for it. Overall, I feel like we've created a really fun atmosphere and environment to be in. There's so much to look at, maybe too much. I feel like that term cluttercore really resonates here. The collectibles, the art toys, the original art, it can be a lot, but it's a lot, if you know what I mean. Enough about that. Let's take a look at the final state of the shelf. And by final state, I don't mean final state because everything is constantly in flux and changing. But isn't my little Baymax so cute? It is my future goal to have enough of a green thumb to keep real plants in the house, but we also need to wait till the baby is a little bit bigger and less prone to eating the dirt or knocking the plants over.
Nobody.
What'd you do? You
I
just
removed those two
everything?
boxes. I removed the box and that one, so I had to make up for the space down there.
You removed the box and the Pinocchio,
But also, when
so you had to rearrange these?
when you design this, arrange it, you have to make sure that this doesn't cover it. Otherwise it looks weird. And you want something a little closer to it. So then what I'll do too is, you see these tins?
Guys, guys,
These are really nice
remember
tins.
that
So I'll use them as a background, like that, you see?
Yeah, that's how we had it before, like the
You see?
characters in front of each tin.
So I like this one here because that's the dog down there. So I'll put this tin like somewhere.
Mommy.
Like
and
here.
Papa.
Careful, buddy, careful, buddy. There's a glass here. Something like that, you see?
Weird. Let me see.
And then
I put these little tsum-tsums in here, did you notice? This is our living room display case. It is full of Disney stuff because, as you can clearly see, our living room is very Disney themed. Who doesn't love Disney? The great thing about display cases, no dust. The bad thing about display cases, you need to clean the glass. Little fingers love to mark them up. Excuse the messiness, but we actually live here. This is what it looks like when you actually live in the house that you show on YouTube. It's a little messy.
Here, but couldn't help it.
Yeah, I tried really hard not to live here, but unfortunately this is my only option, so this is what we're dealing with. When your baby has more cars than you. 2 cars, a train, and a walker.
This is a parking lot.
This is the parking lot. It's $50 a night. Finally got that dining room table that I have been clamoring for since before we even moved. And I love it. It might be a little bit more country and rustic than I had originally envisioned, but I think it fits the space perfectly and it's really well made. So far, it's been working great and I love being able to sit together for dinner. It's really great that these open up and you have some storage inside. And there's enough space underneath to put some baskets. You can kind of peek down here and I have these black baskets with pull handles for storing extra things. We need all the storage we can get because the living space in this house is pretty small and the storage space is even smaller. I think I showed you guys my little pantry struggle that we had when we first moved in. We've kind of worked it out. I've also learned to just buy less. We really don't need as much stocking up as I used to do. Look at this little purse bandit. You stole my wallet again? I put together this little shoe organizer and it has been working amazingly by keeping the shoes off of the floor. We got this table from IKEA forever ago and let me tell you, it is a lifesaver. It's great if you have kids. We just throw all the stuffies in there. You take the lid off, they can play. The kids also love to climb inside of it and throw everything out. There's no sharp corners. Genius. Thank you, IKEA. This is the couch area, which is right next to the dining. Everything is one big open space room. It all kind of bleeds together. This is our original couch. It was a sectional and it was a lot bigger with more sections. We just took those out and gave those to a family who wanted them. And this is what we're left with. I'm not sure that it's the perfect couch for the space, but it's really comfy. We already had it and I'm happy with it for now. As the baby is showing off right now, we have this TV console area with 3 drawers. One of them has her toys in it, which she's getting into, hence the noise and fun. We just put this shelf up recently, as you saw earlier in the video, and I'm loving the way it came out, especially the little Baymax mug with the plants coming out. I think it's so cute. I also wanted to give you a closer look at what's inside the display cabinet, but because there's so much in here, I really can't get it all. So if you're interested in seeing what's inside, let me know in the comments below and maybe I can make some kind of dedicated video. I don't know if anyone else will find it interesting, but I think it's kind of cool to see the little knickknacks and toys that people have. Now that I've given you a pretty good look at the living room, let's move over to the kitchen area. Now to the kitchen. Sorry in advance, guys. I've been cooking today because we live here and we eat here and I cook here. So it is still a little bit messy. I've got a ton of bread because I'm making some Uncrustables tonight to store for quick snacks. We moved this island off of the wall and put it in the middle. I have some snack storage in here. The chip monster is trying to get some chips. On the other side, we just have a high chair, the trash cans, some art, and some mugs hung up. I feel like we still need to figure out this space, put some kind of cabinet or something over there. Now the baby's got the vacuum. Oh my goodness, she is everywhere today. One of the joys of having a techie husband is all the Hue lights and the smart lights in the house. So let's try out some of those Philips Hue light scenes that we have so you can see what it looks like with different lighting. When Sergio first got these smart lights, I thought I would never use them, but I love them. They totally set the mood. We also installed this fan, which I love. I think it's beautiful. And we have 2 Hue lights in there, so you can do different colors on each one. As you can see here, one is blue-green and one is purple. I want to share a few things about being a first-time homeowner. We've learned that it takes a lot of experimentation and you never really fully arrive. Nothing is ever actually done. I know you saw earlier in the video I was trying to find a solution for more pantry storage. Well, here is our very crazy solution in our downstairs bathroom. Because we will never use this downstairs shower, we turned it into a makeshift closet. Although we considered turning it into an actual functioning closet, we didn't want to take away from the home's value because it's not our forever home, and maybe the future homeowner might want to use the downstairs bedroom and the full bathroom for a mother-in-law's quarters, or they could even rent it out. So this is just a non-destructive way to get the storage that we need without taking away from the home's value. Now we're back upstairs. We're in the master bedroom. This is where we're at right now with this room. It is horror, universal monster, classic monster themed with lots of art and memorabilia and collector toys. As usual, you can sense a theme here for sure. I do have a video coming up showing you more of this room. It was hard for me to even decide when to edit this video because I still feel like things are constantly changing. Just in the week that I was working on this video, we hung up another shelf in the living room. But at a certain point, I decided that it's time to just share where we're at right now, even though things are not perfect and things are not finished. Speaking of unfinished spaces, here's where the garage is at right now. It is not the perfect before and after I had hoped for, but we did build this large utility shelf and some other shelving. I'll have to keep you guys updated on this space and maybe we'll make a full video when it finally gets to a place where it's more presentable. But as for now, we're just chipping away at it little by little. Sergio has a lot of his Nintendo Switch accessories here and his other YouTube related items, so it would be really fun to make a video with him down the road and show you guys more. We're getting ready to wrap up this video, but I just wanted to say I really enjoyed sharing this before and after with you. Even though everything is not complete, I think this video does give a good idea of some of the projects we've been working on. I remember when we first came to look at this house, it was completely empty. And then we moved everything in and it was completely chaotic and overwhelming. Now I feel like we're settling in and we're enjoying turning this house into a home. And I appreciate you for coming along for the journey. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this was a long one, so I appreciate you sticking around. Please remember to like and subscribe before you go if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me so that I know that you enjoyed this content and you want more like this. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye. You guys know those perfect YouTube house? You guys know those perfect YouTube house? Oh my gosh. Are you gonna let me talk?
Mama.
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 Mama.